Hello and good morning, everyone. We are in Samana Bay and we are ready to leave the Dominican Republic. We are en route to Puerto Rico through the Mona Passage. We're going to take the northern route. That'll take us above the Hourglass Shoal. We're expected to see some waves out there about 2 meters and only 7 or 8 seconds apart. So it's going to be a little rough for the first day and probably calmer for the next day. It's 150 miles and we're expecting to be there in about 30-35 hours, all depending on the speed we get. It's been a great stay in Dominican Republic, but now it's time for us to move on. So we'll take you along with us. Keep watching. A quick little update. We've now left the harbor. You can see some land there behind us, and we've been seeing plumes from humpback whales. Quite a few. They're kind of far to film them, but they're pretty awesome to see. We saw some big tails flapping up out of the water and many plumes of vapor shooting up in the sky. They were pretty far. At first I thought they were sailboats, but the sailboats kept disappearing and reappearing, and then I realized that those were plumes from the whales, which was pretty cool. Hopefully we'll be able to film one for you. We just spent the night crossing the Mona Passage. Got a couple winks of sleep, which is good. You need to do that. Take turns sleeping, which we do. And now we're moving pretty quick. 6.5, 7 knots. Goes up and down a lot, but we finally are starting to see some land. There's a little island that's outside of the Mona, just before Puerto Rico, and if you look just beside that, you can see Puerto Rico. So we still have about maybe another 5-6 hours to go, and we'll be able to use the CBP Roam app to log in, and hopefully all that goes well. We didn't film too much last night. It was pretty uneventful, which is good. You want an uneventful night. The wind stayed on the beam the whole night. We lost our buddy boat right at the start. I don't know how they were doing like 7 knots all night. It wasn't very windy at the start.
So we made it to Puerto Rico. This is boqueron. We're just entering the anchorage.
Yeah. We're just coming in through the North Canal right now. If you look outside, it doesn't look like a canal, but it's pretty shallow on both sides. Bit of land there, shallow water there. Great sail, sailed the whole way. We left at a really good time following a northerly coming through. And as we had to slowly make our way to southeast, the wind was also clocking. So we had a perfect beam reach all the way from Dominican Republic to Puerto Rico. Got here in 32 hours. We guesstimated 30 hours and it was 32. And that's not bad considering at nighttime, we sheeted everything out and only had a small jib out. Because we don't want to have, if we can't see a squall coming because we're resting at nighttime, we don't want to have to come out of a resting stage and try to start taking sails down or sheeting things out. So we did a slow pace overnight. It was rocky. There were big waves. They were coming from all directions. It wasn't the most comfortable sail, but it was nice to be pure sailing the whole way. We'll show you the plot we did on the chart plotter. A lot of people do the southern route because there's an hourglass shoal, and you want to stay below the hourglass shoal because the current's going north and the waves are coming from the north, and they they meet each other and get very, very bad. That's why the Mona Passage has such a bad reputation. We went on a north wind and we just stayed well north of that shoal, so we didn't get affected by that. But we still had the regular trade wind waves counteracting with the new northerly waves. So we are getting like waves from everywhere all night. It was rocky, it was bumpy, but we're here.
It was all sailing.
It was all sailing. This spot is not on Google, so we'll try to show you where it is. It's really close to the beach. Very early morning today, we are leaving Boqueron. It's a nice town, but there's not a lot here for us, and we're still trying to make our way easterly to get around Puerto Rico. So this morning, it's 4 a.m. We're heading to Gilligan's Island. It's pitch dark. Instruments are all working well, and now we have working radar, which is going to help. You can see the shape of Boqueron, shape of the harbor. You can see our buddy boat there behind us. They haven't quite left yet, but the radar is giving a nice clear image, which is good. Just in case there's a boat out there with no lights on, we'll see them now. We'll show you some more when the sun starts coming up. It's a rolly ride. So this is Gilligan's Island. Doesn't quite look like the show, but I like the name anyway, so we're here for the night. Water is so clear in here.
Wow. Yeah, you can go snorkeling, no problem.
It's so clear.
That's so cool.
We're really testing out the muffrophone right now. That's the muff for our microphone, because it's low and it's got to be blowing maybe 25 knots. And it's open ocean here. So we're looking for spots to swim here, and this looks like our best bet. It's got the most sand all around it. We'll just tie off to the mangrove. So this is the winner chicken dinner. We woke up 5:30, departure in the dark, leaving Gilligan's Island. We're now here in Ponce. It's about a 17-mile trip, and we're heading into near a marina to anchor. The other anchorage here in the big bay is it's very wide open, so we're gonna see if we can fit in there, and then we'll have Ponce to explore. It's quite a bigger city than what we've seen for a while, so this will be fun. They have a little sailing school or something there. The sunfish. Mary knows all about her sunfish.
Yeah, because that's how I learned how to sail, and those little boats are called sunfish. Pretty cool.
The water looks pretty clean here. It's not only a little cloudy. Our neighbors are jumping off their boats. Got here, it's still fairly early in the day, and it's kind of a tight spot here. I can only put out 4-to-1 scope. There's not a lot of space here for swinging, but the mud grab's pretty good.
Good morning, everyone. We spent a couple of days in Ponce, and now we're heading to Coffin Island. If something interesting happens, we're just gonna show you.
We're hoping for uneventful.
Yeah, this is what we always hope for.
It's going up to 22 knots of wind later, so we expect to be there before that kind of wind shows up.
It's supposed to be only 7 miles, so yeah, we'll make it roughly in 7 hours.
So we installed preventers that are going to stay here permanently. They go up to our boom right there in the middle. They go through a block on the deck right there. And then they lock in right here. It's not very useful when we're going upwind like this, but it's good to have them on regardless. If we forget about things and we got to do a maneuver, we don't have to worry about the boom swinging and hitting anybody. We can't do an accidental jibe or anything like that. That's how our preventer works. It's tied on to the forward of the boom there. Can't really go in the middle here because of our binomy.
We just made it to Coffin Island, or Isla Caja de Muertos, and what a view! Crystal clear waters again.
Here's just a little bit of what to expect on Coffin Island. It looks pretty abandoned. The pier is crumbling. I guess after hurricanes and earthquakes, they stopped maintaining this. So it's like a little micro ghost town. Pantry in here is still stocked, full of food. I don't know how long it's been here. Some beans, chickpeas, spaghetti sauces. This is the path to the lighthouse. You can see way back there, but it is completely overgrown. It must need constant maintenance to be able to get through there, but it's going to take a few gentlemen with machetes and maybe weed whackers to clear that path back up. Unless there's another path, then we'll go take a look around the shore. Maybe there's another way to get around this bushy area, but it's pretty well grown into. Hello people, we are in Vieques at Esperanza Bay. It's a cute small little town. We're just heading over to the dinghy dock now, taking a little break. We had a rough time coming in here with the engine breaking down. And here's the dinghy dock made of skids. This is probably what they did after a hurricane. This is the Puerto Rican dinghy theft capital. So you definitely don't go without locking your dinghy up, because you'll come back and you'll either have a dinghy with no motor or no dinghy, no motor. This lovely dock, I guess, probably got wrecked from a hurricane. Somebody had the smart idea of resurfacing it with called skids, and they seem to fit pretty well.
As always, thank you so much for watching. We hope you enjoyed this episode as much as we enjoyed making it happen for you. See you next week, and don't forget to share, like, and subscribe. It really means a lot to us.